There we go. Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry Hudson-Passy from the SLIG Committee, and it is my pleasure to be speaking today to LaBrenda Garrett-Nelson, and she's going to talk to us about her upcoming SLIG course, African American Genealogy Methods and Strategies. Hello, LaBrenda. How are you?
I am good. How are you, Sherry?
I'm good. It's so nice to get to talk to you. Will you give us just a brief overview of this course?
Sure. This course is designed to provide really in-depth learning on this subject, and it is the third time SLIG has offered it. You will note, and I guess we'll get to that from the faculty.
You go right ahead.
that it is about half of the instructors, or a little more than half, are certified genealogists. And I mention that not because not because the other people who are not certified genealogists are also excellent genealogists, but the courses that I coordinated are heavy on methodology. Mm-hmm. And that is something that we are emphasizing in this iteration of the course. All of the courses that we've done at SLIG have included kind of foundational lectures. For example, Judy Russell will do a lecture on slavery and the law. Mm-hmm. And I will do a lecture on historical context, which is very important in researching this community. But we, every time, add a little something extra. We try to expand the scope of the sources and the strategies that people can learn about by taking this course. And so for the 2023 course, for example, we will include many more case studies, kind of complex factual situations that will actually help people learn and understand the strategies that are most useful in researching this community, especially for families that came out of American slavery. The second time we offered the course, we included 2 sessions on West Indian genealogy, recognizing that many African Americans have ancestors from the historical slave South, as well as from some Caribbean island. I have many of them in my own family, and that was so well received. I know there were people who took the course that time simply because of that offering, that we are including that subject again. We're also including something new in 2023. Rick Sayre, the immediate past president of the Board for Certification of Genealogists, will do a session on maps and the use of maps, which is not something I've seen done in this context before. I'm really excited about the faculty, and if I could jump ahead to that.
No, that's good. Yeah, go ahead.
We have this core faculty of the people who were with me when we first offered the course back in 2019, including Judy Russell and the inestimable Dr. Debbie Abbott and Michael Haight, people who are acknowledged experts in this field. We added Diane Wormsley, whom I've known since we were both students in the Boston University course. She is our West Indian expert. We added the second time around Scott Wiles, who is also a current trustee of the Board for Certification of Genealogists. And he will be focusing on case studies. And this year, in addition to adding Rick Sayers, we're adding Tony Burles, whom he was a pioneer in the area of African American genealogy, beginning back in the late 90s on PBS. He worked, as recently as the 2017 on Who Do You Think You Are? I am just thrilled that he is agreed to join the faculty and will be offering a number of lectures. And again, this year is going to be the foundational courses, and sources, the principal sources that one would use, but also methodology. Yes. How do you do this work? What do you do with the records that we're going to be talking about? Yeah. So should I let you get a question in?
Well, I was just gonna say, LaBrenda, I took your course last year, and now I want to take it again.
Well, that is the hope. Another thing that I have on the schedule, because I am currently working on a project that's going to take a number of years, but I plan to have at least one lecture this year on the intersection between African American genealogy and Native American genealogy. My older sister's son has Native American Y DNA. So I am exploring his connections to several different Native American lines. And it's something that that's something that will be new and I hope will be useful to a lot of folk. My nephew was born in Brooklyn, New York. And his father is now deceased, but lo and behold, he has Native American Y DNA. So that will be a new offering. As I said, every year we include these foundational lectures that includes methodology and sources, but we try to expand the scope of what we're bringing to this course.
Wonderful.
The high
Wonderful.
standard.
Yeah. So are there any prerequisites, or do you think people just?
I think that I don't think that there are. I think that the people should have a basic understanding of genealogy standards, the Genealogical Proof Standard, and I preach that the Genealogical Proof Standard has universal application.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that, you know, people who might not even do a lot of African American genealogy would benefit from taking this course, because just as I read the National Genealogical Society Quarterly religiously to pick up tips on how to do research.
Exactly.
If people are following the GPS, you should be able to take this course and get a little smarter about how to do good genealogy.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It sounds, like I said, you got me hooked. So sounds
well,
like
I'll tell you, we've had people, a number of people retake the course.
Yeah. Well, it's because you're making it new and fresh each time. And so even past this year, it'll probably, you know, doing it again, it'll be even more, you'll add even more to it. So that's just wonderful. Is there anything else that you can think of that you would like to share about the course that we haven't talked about?
I'm not off the top of my head. I'm excited about offering it for the third time. And I think that, and relative to what you might get in any other session in any other setting, we have a unique set of instructors, people who are just very experienced and leaders in this field or in the particular subjects that they are expert in, like Rick Sayers and MAPS, cartographic resources. I think I did mention Michael Haight.
Yes.
He's only doing one lecture, but it's an interesting lecture that I have not heard taught anywhere else. It's using these apprenticeship records to research enslaved ancestors. And in the post-bellum era, because those laws, the apprenticeship laws, were kind of used to continue receiving the labor of young, formerly enslaved people. So again, I think folk will find this focus on case studies particularly useful, because many times what you hear at conferences or other institutes are wonderful lectures about records. And what I want to focus on is, what do you do with these records once you have them?
I love that.
That is what I think people will get out of this course.
Well, it sounds fabulous. So thank you so much for coming and talking to me about your course. I wish you luck with it every time it's being taught. And so great to have you and have you be here and explain it today. And watch for registration and get registered and take this wonderful class. Like I said, I have taken it and it is amazing and you will learn a lot. So we'll say goodbye for now and we'll see you next time. Thank you, LaBrenda, and bye everybody.